Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be talking about wizards and robots. These are two of my favourite topics, but this is also the title of a book by will.i.am and Brian David Johnson, which is the book I'll be talking about today. This was sent to me by Penguin. This video is being sponsored, but of course all opinions are my own, and I guess let's just dive right into the plot. Now, this is by far one of the wackiest books I have ever read. There was just so much that happened in not very many pages, and like promised, this book has wizards and robots, but it has a whole lot of other stuff. I made a little visual display to summarise some of the characters, what they look like, because one thing I found really fun about this book was trying to picture what all the robots and wizards and various other people looked like, and yeah, cue that, plus some dramatic futuristic music in the background, I guess. So let's meet some of the characters. When I think wizards and robots, I've got, you know, the image of a kind of Dumbledore-esque kind of guy, and a little Tin Man as the robot. Yeah, this is not really what the book was going for. The robots in this world come in all shapes and sizes, and as for the wizards, some are good, some are evil. We have our protagonist, Ada Luring, who loves science and all things technology, and just to spice things up even more, some unidentified alien mass is thrown into the mix. Oh, and one more thing. Time travel. This book takes place in 1489, 2052 and 3019. Now, anyone who knows me will know that I am a sucker for time travel, and when I found out that this was a key element of this book, I was thrilled. It doesn't really go into how exactly it works, which I would have loved to see more of. So to briefly take you through the different time periods that go on in this book, we start off in the 15th century in the setting of a castle where all these wizards live, and they are experiencing a siege. They are surrounded by all these other bad guys, and suddenly these robots come marching in, and they're like, oh my god, what's going on? Who are these mechanical people? What? And then we fast forward to present day, which is 2052, which isn't actually that far in the future, where robots are being developed. Not everyone is happy with this, but our main character, Ada Luring, and her mother both love robots. They have them in their life every day, and her mum is working on this super advanced robot called Hawking, who could potentially be the first self-thinking robot ever. Whoa. And of course, as there has been in reality, in this book there is this ongoing debate whether robots should be allowed to have their own mind or not, which also, by the way, is such an interesting debate in real life and in the book, and I loved seeing that. It was really cool seeing one of the leading voices in the scientific community in this book being a woman, that being Ada's mum, because of course there is a massive gender imbalance in the STEM field nowadays still, and it's an ongoing issue. And for example, as someone going into university hoping to study a STEM subject, it was really cool to see that portrayed in the characters, which I really appreciated. Anyway, I digress. There are various robots in this present day world. Ada has her own little robot called Kip. They're really cute together. And then fast forward suddenly to 3019 in the very distant future, and once again the setting is completely changed. We find ourselves in Rio de Janeiro, which would be a really cool setting, except the world has kind of fallen to ashes. It is the apocalypse, and here is where the aliens come in. So now we have this other force called the Spawn, who are corrupting robots everywhere and making robots turn bad. So we've got a lot going on. We've got present day, where we've got these robots being developed. We've got future, where robots have suddenly turned evil because of this alien force. And we've got the past, where robots are taking over the wizards and killing everyone. And that is where the time travel comes in. And I don't want to give too much away for the plot, but it ends up being that all these various timelines unite and try and defeat the Spawn. I flew through this book in a day, and it is such a page turner, and it's one I think I would have absolutely loved growing up through secondary school, and I think it's one that people should definitely read at kind of the age of like 13 to maybe 16, 17. First of all, because it is such an exhilarating read and fast paced, and also I think it's kind of inspiring for people aspiring to be scientists. Reading the acknowledgements at the back of this book, it says that they went to scientists and experts in the field, for example like NASA and people who work at CERN and universities, just to make sure the science was correct, which I always appreciate in a book. There was a lot more in this world which I would have loved to see explored. For example, the whole idea of the alien Spawn. It wasn't really gone into how they came about, where they came from, who they were. all of that. And like I previously mentioned, I would have loved to see more about the time travel, but I found all the characters to be really interesting. I loved seeing all the different types of robots, and yeah, I will leave a full Goodreads review in the description below. But I would recommend this book if you want a fun read with a bit of science pizzazz in there and with that extra sprinkle of time travel. It was a good time. So let me know if you do pick this one up. I'll leave links if you want to buy it down below. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Thanks a lot to Penguin for sending this book to me, and I shall see you soon.